Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ikshe Shrunomi Jigrami Swadayami Sprushamiaham iti bhasayate sarvam nrityashalasthadeepavat. In every experience, such as Ikshe Shrunomi Jigrami Swadayami Sprushami, these are the 5 experiences we all go through in life. One experience is, अब क्या हो गया तुमको? हाँ बस. These 5 experiences are Ikshe, I see, Shrunomi, I hear, Jigrami, I smell, Swadayami, I taste, and Sprushami, I touch. Now in this every experience, there are 3 components. For example, Ikshe, I see. What do you see? Many people say, I see. What do you see? See? So, one is the seer, eye. Second is the object that is seen. And third is the experience of seeing. 3 things. Similarly, Shrunomi, I, the hearer, sound that is heard, an object, and the process of hearing. Now, this is called technically as Triputi. Triputi means 3 parts, a triad. Iti bhasayate sarvam. Now all these 3 things are illumined by one common denominator. See? All the 3. This is a mic is known, the mic is known, and I know that this is a mic. So all the 3 things are simultaneously illumined by iti bhasayate sarvam nrityashalasthadeepavat. This witnessing consciousness illuminates all this like the lamp in a dance theatre. Nrityashalasthadeepavat. Now up to here we had seen yesterday. Now this particular story that is being developed, built up, is now to be applied in our day-to-day experience. Nrityashalasthadeepavat means what? Like the lamp in the theatre. What exactly the lamp in the theatre does? Nrityashala sthito deepaha prabhum sabhascha nartakim deepayet avisheshena tadabhavepi deepyate. Now deepaha, the lamp in the Nrityashala, the dancing theatre, deepayet, illuminates. What does it illuminate? First, Prabhum, the owner of that theatre, who is seeing everything is going on, okay, this is illuminated by the lamp in the theatre. Then, Sabhyascha, all the audience is illuminated by the same light. Then Nartakim, the dancer who is performing the dance, is also illuminated by the same light. And when this illumination is done, how it is done? The lamp doesn't go from one place to another. He remains in his own place. And the most important thing is avisheshena. Avisheshena means for the lamp it makes no difference. Whether somebody is dancing, somebody is sitting and sleeping, it makes no difference. So this lamp is merely an illuminator, and all that is illumined doesn't get influenced by what is illumined. This is the meaning. Now let us see what happens in our experience. When we stand in front of the mirror reflects whatever comes in front. Second thing, there is no rejection of anything that comes in front. At the same time, there is no retention of what is reflected. Now apply this principle, you have understood everything in spiritual practice. Whatever comes in front of the mind is eliminated. Like our eyes. Open the eyes. Now we do nothing. See? Like the mirror does nothing. Whatever comes in front of the mirror is reflected. Same way. Open the eyes. What we have done? The colors and forms, the objects we have not created. Eyes we have not created. The vision in the eyes is not created by us. So if we recognize this principle and stay at that level, see? Now go further. Whether it is a red color, or it is a dark blue color, or it is a yellow color, or it is a round figure, or it is a thin figure, or it is oblong, does it make any difference to the eyes? Vision doesn't get influenced by anything. See? Exactly this is what is the truth. So like the sense organs are uninfluenced by the objects which are illumined, similarly mind remains uninfluenced by any kind of thoughts that come in the mind. Good thought, bad thought, divine thought, devilish thought. It makes no difference to the mind. Because they have been always coming and going, mind is the same. See? Now go last step. Consciousness illuminates the waking, dream, deep sleep and samadhi. These experiences come and go. There is no problem for the consciousness. Now the most important thing is that Deepayed or Visheshena. For the consciousness, there is no gain because of the waking and the dream experiences. There is no loss because of the deep sleep and the samadhi experience. Now just observe this. When there are 100 of you sitting here, there is no burden for my vision. If there are 10,000 over here, it makes no difference to the vision. See? And to eliminate the red color, blue color, the eyes do not require any special effort. Like for the mirror to reflect whether it is human face or animal face, makes no difference. See? Now what we are arriving at? We agree. What do you want to say? See? This is the point. If we are getting influence, then we are going the wrong way. So, like the mirror does not get influenced by what is illumined or reflected, in the same manner, sense organs are not influenced, mind is not influenced, consciousness is not influenced. Then why do you get influenced? See, in the morning, I never want to see his face. But in the morning he will come. Guptaji, you are not coming for a morning walk these days in the garden. Every time I used to see, no, I have stopped. But what happened? That useless fellow comes right in the morning in the same garden where I go for a walk. I don't want to see his face. So others are not influenced by seeing at that person, but this Guptaji's influence. So what can you do? So, not getting influence is our natural state. Getting influence is not natural condition. This is what we have to understand. So whenever we are agitated, disturbed, angry, frustrated, reacting, that is not our natural state. Our natural state is we don't get disturbed. See? Because Bha said avisheshena. For the sense organs, mind, etc., there is no special order offered to the world. I want only red colors. No. I say whatever comes is fine. Ears say whatever sound comes, it's fine. Mind says whatever thoughts come, it's fine. Consciousness says whatever experience comes, waking, dream, deep sleep, is fine. It is the problem. Problem is why it is so cold in winter, why it is raining in the rainy season, why it is hot in the summer. See? Why there is a traffic jam in Bombay? So you are asking a wrong question. They should change the name of Bombay, not to Mumbai. They should make it as a Jam Nagar. Always jam traffic. This is what is called as the spiritual practice. But what we do? We sit for doing japa, for meditation, for puja, close our room everywhere. Outside you have done, but inside it is the volcano is non-stop. See, friends. Therefore, Deepen avisheshena, and the next important thing, tad abhavipi dipyate. See, when there are 100 of you, eyes have no problem. If 1,000 of you, eyes have no problem. If all of you go away, eyes have no problem. Similarly, there are many sounds, kong, 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 kong. Ears have no problem. Ears keep on illuminating. If there are no sounds, ears don't lose anything. नहीं तो नहीं. Same thing, mind. If there are many thoughts, no problem. If there are no thoughts, no problem. But what is our obsession? There should not be thoughts. When you accept the presence and absence of thought is equal, how does it matter? If there are many thoughts, let it go, who cares? See, friends, do not be obsessed with anything in life. Obsession is a status of reality given to something about which we are obsessed. Suppose we are obsessed with discipline. You must have seen many Babajis, they have got this disciplineitis. If anybody is late by half a minute, this Babaji starts getting angry. Why? Everybody should be disciplined. You be disciplined. Don't worry about the whole world. See, there was one Mahatma in Bombay. His name was Gadge Maharaj. You must have heard his name. He was responsible for preventing Ambedkar from going to other religious faith. Because Ambedkar was very strong. He said, I may be born as Hindu, but I don't want to die as Hindu. So he wanted to convert along with him the whole lot. So this Gadge Maharaj, he was from the scheduled caste. So this Ambedkar was respecting the Gadge Maharaj. So Gadge Maharaj went to his place in Bombay and told, if you have to, take up to Buddhism. Don't go to any other place. Now, what was the greatness of this great master? Why he was called as Gadge? Because the earthen pot is called as Gadga in Bombay. So he used to have one earthen pot. That used to be his cap. He used to tie with a cloth. That used to be his plate to take food. That used to be the water drinking bowl. Everything the same. And his whole life he was dressed like most abnormal clown. And used to have a jhadu in his hand. And he was trying to teach the various organizations how to remain clean. Throughout his life, not for a day or two, but for more than about 40, 60 years, he was only holding the jhadu. Mera Bharat Mahan. Friends, focus attention on yourself being disciplined. Accept others as they are. That is spiritual practice. But our spiritual practice is, we want to improve the world. Forget about the world. Be yourself at peace. That is important. Therefore, tada bhavepi dipyate. This is the practice now. Presence or absence of things make no difference to us. Now this is the spiritual practice. So presence of things, for example, sound. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Now absence of sound. Om Namah Shivaya. Now recognize. When Om Namah Shivaya was chanted, was it a burden to the hearing ability? When there is silence, is it a relaxation? No. That which is supporting both the presence and the absence of the experiences is beyond all experiences. We all know experience of eating dokla, experience of eating handwa, experience of eating khakra. Not one word sweet. We are not talking experience of. We are talking experience, not of. This experience remains undenied. Waking comes and goes. Waking experience is not all the time. Dream comes and goes. That experience is not all the time. Sleep comes and goes. That experience is not all the time. Samadhi begins and ends. That experience is not all the time. But there is one experience which never began and which never ends and which never modifies. Waking experiences are constantly modifying. Dream experiences are constantly modifying. But this ultimate experience is ever the same, uncreated, unmodifying, unending, eternal presence. Now this is what the teacher says, ahankaram dhyam sakshi vishayanapi bhasayet ahankaradya bhavepi swayam bhatteva purvavat. Now this sakshi, this witness, ahankaram, dhyam, vishayan, three of them. The experiencer, the instrument through which the experiences are gathered, called as the intellect or the mind, and objects which are experienced, vishayan api, bhasayet. All of them are illumined by this witnessing consciousness. We'll do one experiment. Don't get disturbed. Sit as you are sitting. Don't change your postures. You are perfect in this posture. When I will chant some name of the Lord, first focus attention on that sound. Then after the sound is over, focus attention on the knowledge of the sound, that it was this mantra. Then focus attention on the absence of the sound. Then focus attention on whether there was presence, knowledge of the sound, or absence of the sound, and knowledge of the absence of the sound, whether they are there or not, it makes no difference to us. This is what we have to do, the experiment. Again I tell, first sound, then absence of the sound. So when there is sound, there is no absence of the sound. When there is absence of the sound, there is no sound. But there is one factor which is present in both the cases. Cognize this factor. Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Whether sound or absence of the sound. These two are mutually exclusive. When one is there, the other is absent. But there is one factor which is supporting both the presence and absence of the sound. When you come to that position, then presence and absence of sound are equal. Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Distinctly you can experience sound, absence of sound, and that which is illuminating both and is yet beyond the presence and absence. This is what is mentioned here, that Sakshi, this reality, Ahankara, Dhyam and Vishayan Bhasayet, eliminates all the three. And Ahankaradi Abhavepi, and although there may not be Ahankar because there is no object to be seen, so no seeing is happening, therefore no seer is born. See? If there is an object to be seen, seer is born. If there is no object for seeing, seer is not born. So whether there is a seer or no seer, whether there is seeing or no seeing, whether there is object seen is present or object seen is not present, it makes no difference to this Sakshi, the witness. Who is the witness? He who knows everything and yet doesn't get influenced by anything. See? So, ahankaradya bhavepi swayam bhatteva purvavat. Without any change, keeps eliminating. Nirantaram bhasamane kutaste dyaptirupataha tad bhasa bhasamaneyam buddhir nrityatyadheneka anekadha. Now this Kutastha Chaitanya, what we are talking as Sakshi, Kutastha means Kutavat Tishtati. Kuta means anvil. The blacksmith or the goldsmith, they change the shapes of their objects, steel or the gold, on an anvil by hitting. So, the changes are happening in the object, like the ornament or anything, but the anvil remains unchanged. In the same manner, Kutastha Chaitanya means that knowledge which does not undergo any change. Jnapti. Jnapti means that knowledge which does not require any instrument of knowledge to manifest. See, seeing is possible if there is vision. But Jnapti, the presence, does not require any instrument of knowledge. Whether it is sense organs, whether it is mind, whether it is intellect, do not require. This pramana nirapeksha vastu, this experience which does not involve any means of knowledge, is called as jnapti. See? So, and how is this jnapti? Nirantaram bhasamane kutaste. It is unbroken light. It is unbroken presence. It is unbroken awareness. See? So, Nirantaram bhasamane kutaste jnaptirutpataha tad bhasa bhasamana iyam buddhi. Now, in the light of this pure self or the intellect, or in the light of this reality, buddhi, the intellect, nrutyati anekadha, this intellect is dancing in the light of this pure consciousness. We'll go further and then you'll get the whole picture very clear. Further it is said that ahankara prabhu sabhya vishaya nartaki matihi talani dharini akshani deepa sakshi avabhasakaha. Now the complete picture is printed. First, ahankaraha prabhu. The owner of the theatre where everything is happening is ahankar. Then, sabhya vishayaha, all the objects of this world, they are the audience. Then, nartaki matihi, who is a dancer in this theatre? The dancer is the intellect. And who are the accompaniments? Taladi dharini akshani. Organs, sense organs are the various instruments. And who is dancing? The intellect is dancing. But all this is happening where? In the light of the pure conscious self. See how beautiful the picture is. Therefore, I told you yesterday also, all your questions and doubts can be dissolved only by one technique. That one technique, this is Rama Leela, Krishna Leela. Don't become serious on any issue. See? If you are a seeker, you must have this essential quality. As we are not serious about our spiritual practice, the same way, remain not serious about the worldly things. So technique we have. Only thing we have to apply that technique in the right place. This is all spiritual practice. See, we all know. You must have seen this thing. I had done this experiment here only. In one of the management things, I remember. All the neckties arranged were sitting and we had a drama done. I told one of the peons, I said, hey, you bring money in between and when I start my class and say, Swamiji, this is the amount I paid and this is remaining, kindly take it and count it. I say, keep it here. This only time you have to bring it here. You insist. No, you have to count. I will not leave. Afterwards you will trouble me. Again I will scold you and start counting. He said, all right. So drama was being enacted. So all these people were sitting and I took that bundle of notes and started counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. After 6, when I started counting 8, 9, 10, one of the neckties spoke. Swamiji, you are counting wrong. You said 6 and then you said 8. I asked, did I ask you to count my money? Now find out. Is it not true? Anybody is counting money anywhere and you have nothing to do with that money. But you become saying, no. And what is the reason? Reason is we have value for the money and if one count is wrong, you straight away lose 500, 1000 rupees, is it not? We don't want to miss even one note. See? The other day I was in Delhi and somebody's money has to be done, etc. So I was to Swami, please receive it. You are in the same place, so I'll collect from you. And he phoned that bank fellow. Swami ko de dena. So he gave, I said, okay. No, sorry, count. I said, I never counted money. I don't know how to count it. You count. He said, no, I'm a bank person, I cannot count. Then I asked the third person, I said, hey, you please count this money. So he counted. So when he was counting, others were looking at him. Therefore I understood this principle. I was not looking at money, I was looking at the people. That is what interests me more. See? So we have not understood the value of be attentive. We have not understood the value of our life. Imagine you miss one breathing. Breath has gone out and forgot to come back. Arey yaar, bhul gaya. See? In the same manner, every moment, 24/7, we have to remain in utter awareness. If this value is understood, then automatically spiritual practice starts happening. But for us, aaj nahi kal karenge. Who knows tomorrow you are there or not? Therefore, these are the 4-5 factors. Ahankara Prabhu. When the drama is successful, this Prabhu, the owner, is very happy. When the drama is a failure, he is very miserable. Prabhu. Then Vishaya, Sabhyaha, then the audience is nothing but all the objects. If there are no objects, there cannot be any indulgence, there cannot be any bhog. If there is no audience, to whom will I talk? I can't talk to furniture. Then Nartaki Matihi. So the Mati, the intellect, is dancing constantly. See? And how the intellect dance? Oh, that girl is beautiful. I think I don't have anyone. I should go and get married to her, And then you go to her. Hello, how are you? Hey, I like your hair. They are so beautiful. Very rare golden hair. Oh, take it. Will you like her? Run. So, this is how our mind or intellect or the mati goes on dancing from object to object, from issue to issue, from time to time, from place to place, from person to person. This is how our mind is constantly dancing. One girl sent me one birthday card. He says, Swamiji, happy birthday, whenever it is, people like you are not hanging on the trees. They jump from tree to tree. See, that is our intellect. Nartaki matihi. Taladi dharani akshani. And we are able to indulge with the worldly objects through who are the supporting instrument, they are our sense organs. See? And all of them are illuminated by Deepaha Sakshi Avabhasakaha. Now see, I know the knower is known by us. The worldly objects are known by us. Then the sense organs are functioning properly or not is known by us. I am disturbed today. My mind is very unstable. My mind is not able to catch exactly what you are telling. Today you are not talking properly, Swamiji. Many people say like this, Swamiji, your yesterday's lecture was very good. Today is a little dull. Lecture was not dull. You were dull, sleepy, and therefore it was like that. See, friends. So all these are illumined by a common factor which is beyond all of them, and that is the witnessing consciousness. Continuing this thought further, स्वस्थान संस्थितो दीपः सर्वतो भासयेद् यथा स्थिरस्थायी तथा साक्षी बहिरंत प्रकाशयेत्. Now, स्वस्थान संस्थितः दीपः. The deeper the light is not moving. Now see, the light which is coming, you see on me. Now that light is stable. My hand is moving. Light is not moving. See? Movement is possible only for the finite. Infinite movement is not possible. See? Space cannot move anywhere. Light doesn't move anywhere. Light is stable. In that steady light, all the things, the dancer, the audience, everybody is moving, and all those changing things are illuminated by this unchanging light in the theatre. In the same manner, sthirasthayi tatha sakshi. In the same manner, this witnessing consciousness is ever the same. Now this witnessing consciousness is not one per head. It is here yoga and Vedanta differs. Many people have this very big, wrong notion that witnessing consciousness means I am the witness, nothing happens to me. But he is not witness, kya karo usko? Bhagavan says, Adhi yajño hame matra dehi deha bhratambara. In 8th chapter, Bhagavan Krishna explains the 7 factors. What is Brahma, what is Adhyatma, what is Karma, and then what is Adhibhuta, what is Adhidaiva, what is Adhiyajna, and how one can think of God at the time of departure from the body. These are the 7 questions which are answered in the 8th chapter. There the teacher says, Adhiyajño hamevatra dehe deha bhratambara. I am the one expressing through all the bodies. See? Our shapes may be different, but the space which is supporting all the shapes, there are not many spaces. Space is the one. See? Our temperatures may be different, but the element fire supporting the temperature is the same. Our prana kriya may be different, but the air which is supporting this is the same. We are all breathing from a common tub. It is not separate. See, friends, this one reality is the ultimate. How do we know whether we have reached this destination or not, sir? We can't ask anybody because there is nobody other than me. How can you ask? It is something like this. One person asked me this question, Swamiji, how do I know whether I am on the right track or not? I said, look here, I cannot tell you. You have to find out. No, please tell me. I said, okay. I take food and then I ask you a question. Can you tell me whether my hunger is satiated or not? Can somebody tell? It is your subjective experience. Nobody can tell. No, but I feel that I am Brahman, but people make fun of me. Why? Because you are a funny Brahman. There are varieties of Brahman, You are a funny Brahman. See, please recognize basic principle. This will sort out all your doubts. Whether you are established in truth or not, I'll give you only one liner. Hold it to it. That about which you have no doubt and question is the truth. Now find out what is that about which you have no doubt and no question. Your own presence. Whether I am or I am not. This question doesn't come. Now, if you hold on to this, you are living in meditation 24/7. And if you insist, no, don't you know I am realized, I am God realized person, what do you think about I am God realized? Be attentive. If a man goes on telling somebody or the other every time, do you know I am a man? Look, I have got a beard, I am a man, I am not a woman, I am a man. If this man goes on insisting and telling everybody again and again, people will say, we have no doubt, why you have doubt? See? Therefore, that doubt-free experience is called as abiding in the truth. So, sthirasthayi tasa sakshi bahiranta prakashayen. So, this reality, sthirasthayi, is ever the same, unchanging. The journey from the changing to the unchanging is the spiritual path. And this journey is not in time. This journey is not in space. In this journey you don't reach anywhere. And this journey never begins. Hey Krishna, Hey Krishna, Hey Krishna. All contradictions. Because you don't reach anywhere, you cannot begin. You don't cross distances. What is the distance between the woman and the wife? For the woman, this question is for the woman. This question is not for the man. What is the difference between the woman and the wife? Oh, the one who is problematic is wife and the one who is good is woman. No. I am asking this question only to the woman, not to the man. For the man, the question is, what is the difference between the husband and the man? That is the question. Otherwise you go with the wrong notion. Narayana. Therefore, sthirasthayi tatha sakshi, that is one of the reasons. We all know this, but we don't know. So when you are wanting to do meditation, even if you know nothing, absolutely nothing, how anybody begins? Let me sit quiet. Means what? From the changing to the unchanging is the journey. Suppose you are sitting and you are not able to sit long in the same posture. I cannot sit long in the same posture. That means we insist that there should not be any movement in the body. Then we sit. and say, the mind is disturbed. So we all know, mind should not be disturbed. Because disturbed mind is movement, undisturbed mind is no movement. So we all know the spiritual path is start from the changing phenomena and culminate in the unchanging reality. We all know that. And yet we keep on holding on to the changing world, and we want that changing world should not change. Look at it. See? Somebody sent me one WhatsApp. One small girl, maybe about 4 years, 5 years, a white girl, and her brother, maybe 6 months or so. She was holding to that brother, crying away, crying away. WhatsApp is very beautiful. What for she was crying? I don't want my brother to grow up and become big. He should remain like that, He should not become big, He should not, And I also don't want to grow. We liking this thing, He is nice, I play with him. And I am also his sister. Why should we grow? We don't want to grow. What is done by the child in that video is done by you and me in the real life. We go to the beauty parlor. For what? Not to grow. Is it? What for we go to beauty parlor? Do the makeup so that the breakup is covered. So above the neck, sweet 16. Below the neck, terrible 81. We are doing the same thing, nothing else. So once you accept this principle, that the real spiritual practice is ultimately merging in the changeless. See? So, waking things come and go, yes. Thodi gam hai, thodi khushiya. Sometimes you understand, sometimes you misunderstand. Sometimes you misunderstand, sometimes you more misunderstand. This is how it is. This is how the life is. Don't take it seriously. And to come back to this unchanging principle, what we do? We go to sleep. What is sleep? Living the changing phenomena and resting in the unchanging reality. And therefore, when we wake up, how fresh we are. Because for a long period, we were changeless. See, friends, Sthirasthayi tatha sakshi bahiranta prakashayet. Now, like the lamp was illuminating on the stage and beyond the stage, so this line of the stage creates an illusion that I am on the stage, you are outside the stage. From your point, you are in the audience and the stage is outside the audience. So in and out is an illusion accepted as real with reference to a particular line of demarcation. That way there is nothing like in and out. So, this is said in the next verse, Bahirantar vibhagoyam deha peksho na sakshini vishaya bahya deshastha dehasyantara ahankriti. Now this in and out concept is with reference to the body identification. See? When we snore away in deep sleep, that time, where are we? Are we inside the body or we are outside the body? Whether we are inside the room or we are outside the room. Whether we are inside the country or outside the country. Because this illusion of in and out is dehapeksha with reference to the body. That is why if you remember, we have been emphasizing, the real meditation begins and means when you attain body disidentification. See, when body disidentification happens, you know what happens? I versus you, differences disappear. See, take an example, your day-to-day example. Your own teeth bite your own tongue. Now, for all practical purposes, tongue and teeth are separate from each other. But do I have this experience that I am in the teeth and not in the tongue? Or I am in the tongue, not in the teeth? This experience is not there. So, what is my experience? I am neither in the teeth nor in the tongue, but they are in me. See, Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter. मया ततमिदं सर्वं जगदव्यक्तमूर्तिना मत्स्थानि सर्वभूतानि न चाहं तेष्वस्थितः न च मत्स्थानि भूतानि पश्य मे योगमैश्वरं भूतभृन्न च भूतस्थः ममात्मा भूतभावनः. In the 9th chapter, Bhagavan says, I, the formless, support all the forms, therefore all the forms are in me, but I am not in the forms, meaning when the forms break, nothing happens to me. See? Thus, water says that I, the formless, support the ocean and the waves. Therefore, ocean and waves are in me, but I am not in the ocean or the waves. Because when the waves break, I do not break. See, friends, this reality has to be recognized like this only. There is no other way. Therefore, those people who are getting lost in that kind of experiences, these experiences happen, but they have to be discarded. Friends, like the worldly achievements, worldly name and fame, worldly power corrupts a person, exactly the same way the inner achievements in the form of various siddhis, they also corrupt a seeker. Then he is lost only in exhibition of his siddhis. That is how the Maya functions. See? Therefore, let the good and bad things happen. Who cares? It's extremely simple. It is not difficult. So, in and out, reference is body. So, when we are able to get out of the body identification, therefore, what is the destination of your meditation of spiritual practice? First destination, attainment of body disidentification. And for that, many people commit suicide. But that is not the right way. See? Now, how can it be done? So, you just imagine that you are not the body. Now, what is the burden of this statement? What is the load of this statement? Then we'll come to know like this. I am not this mic. Now, what is this experience? This recording machine is hanging on this mic. So, if I am not the mic, the weight of this machine will not come on my neck. If I am tapping this mic, that tapping is not happening to me because I am other than the mic. If there is a mosquito comes and sits on the mic, I don't have to do like this because I am not the mic. In short, the attributes of the mic do not make any influence on me, is it not? Now apply. What will be body disidentification? Number one, body has a shape and a form. So, not body means what? No shape, no form. So, start playing. What it is like being without shape and without form. Is there anything in this world without shape and without form? So we know the space is without shape, without form. So we play space, space. Like the children play mummy, daddy, we play space, space. Now from the space's point of view, space is not in the hall is in the space. Therefore when the hall breaks, nothing happens to the space. Inside the hall and outside the hall is an illusion created because we have given importance to the walls of the hall. In the same manner, inside I, outside the world, is valid only till such time we take ourselves to be the gross body. This is what here the teacher says, Vishaya Bahya Deshasthaha. The world is outside, Bahya Deshasthaha, and Dehasya Antara Ahankruti, and I is inside the body. So what is the samsara? Samsara is in and out. I am inside, you are outside. Therefore, I am other than you. When I am other than you, then there is desire, there is anger, there is misunderstanding, there is frustration, there is fear. With all your misunderstanding, fear, frustration, everything, husband and wife, whole day and night they fight, and then at night they go to sleep, not looking at each other, sleep. And when both of them are in deep sleep, then, her feet come and land on his face, he has no objection. See? Because the body identification has gone. Therefore, I versus you have disappeared. Therefore, what we want to say is, if we have to practice, this will be the practice. Let the outer world not influence you, the inner one. See, what normally happens? If somebody is late, coming late outside, I get disturbed inside. Why are you late? See? If somebody sleeps in the class, you get in. Why are you sleeping? In a school, 2 children were sitting in front and one child slept very nicely. So the teacher got angry and told the other student who was awake, wake him up, sleeping in my class. He said, why should I wake up? You put him to sleep. Your lecture is so anesthetic that anybody can go to sleep. See, friends, therefore, in and out is valid only till such time body identification is valid. Now, second thing. Body has a gender. Being other than the body means what? No gender. No gender means what? Now, the gender bias will never come in our mind as an issue. See, how this is creating havoc. If the mother-in-law is mother-in-law to the son-in-law, her expressions are different. And if the same lady is the mother-in-law to the daughter-in-law, her expressions are different. What is the reason? Reason is this, gender bias. See? Even the ladies, they want son, they don't like daughters. And they themselves will say, no, ladies and gents are equal. But when it comes to them, ek ladka to hona hi chahiye. This is nothing but body identification, all nothing else. See. Now third, body has a beginning, middle, modification and end. Other than the body means what? Do we have experience of birth? No. Do we experience we are growing? No. It is someone else tells us that you are old now enough. See, do we have the experience of death? No. Do we have the experience of our absence? No. So that which is neither born nor grows nor dies, that is our essential nature. Then why we should feel, even get one passing thought in our mind if we hear about the death of anybody known to us or unknown to us, if listening to a death message or news, if a thought comes in us that अब हमारा भी टाइम आने वाला है, now we are also due in the queue, we have not studied Vedanta even 1%. Because death belongs to body, not to me. This is the meaning of meditation according to Vedanta. Not only physically putting in one place and afterwards, please call the doctor, Padmasana khul hi nahi raha. Who told you to sit in Padmasana? Therefore, Vishaya Bahya Deshastha Dehasya Antar Ahankriti Antastadhi Saha Sahi Vakshaihi Bahiryadi Punah Punah Bhasya Buddhista Chanchalyam Sakshinyaropyate Vrata. Now, antastadhihi, now the intellect which is inside, it goes through the sense organs outside. And thereafter, bhasya buddhista chanchalyam. Now, these different objects, the buddhi takes different shapes, and it appears as if the buddhi, the intellect, is constantly changing. And that changes in the intellect are superimposed on the conscious reality. Therefore, the eyes are open, objects are many, so according to different objects, the changes are happening in the vision, and the mind knows this is red, this is green, this is tall, this is short, this is all happening in the intellect. But it is superimposed on the pure consciousness that it is the mind. No, it is I who is disturbed. I is not disturbed. The Sakshi Chaitanya is the one which remains undisturbed. Remember, I told you yesterday, these two of them, Dva Suparna Sayuja Sakhaya Samanam Vruksham Parishashvajate. Two of us. When the miseries come, we identify with the misery, become miserable, is equal to Jiva. Miseries come, we eliminate the miseries, but do not become miserable, you are Sakshi. Now, how simple it is. That is all. Swami, it is okay, but but we are Grahastha. If you are a Grahastha, is it a qualification for a reservation or what? Grahastha. These Grahasthas have got this very funny notion. Everywhere they want a shortcut, Nee Maharaj, Swami, you are a sannyasi, it is okay for you to be happy, we cannot be happy. Then continue to suffer. No, our problem is why you are happy. See, friends, don't have these wrong notions. Spiritual practice means something great. You hold this nose this way, that way, and then you cry and all that, This is all emotional blackmailing. See, once, there was one lady came with me here only, and we were having some kind of ladies program. Matrutva sadhana, that is what I was. Nayarji makes me dance like anything. He asked me to conduct a 3 days workshop here. Matrutva sadhana, parenting, to me, who is not a parent. And that too among the ladies, you can imagine. Handling one lady is how terrible it is. 250 of them were sitting in front of me. So that lady who came, I said, you take one session because she does all these funny things. And then in that session, she emotionally invoked all that which is really troubling you. Go back, and see that event, which was really the most terrible event of your life, when you were attacked by some man, or you were tortured, or in a childhood something has happened. Go and relive that. And this dumb lady started crying. And after a whole crying session was over, we are feeling good. Hare Ram, Ram, Ram. That feeling good is like, you have had a high BP. High BP means high blood pressure. No, high bladder pressure. You are having terrible bladder pressure and you can hold up to a particular limit. After that you cannot. You kick everybody and go to the bathroom. Purnamadaha, Purnavidam, Purnaha. That kind of emotional, discharge, that is not spirituality. See, friends, that is not a spiritual life. Don't get carried away by all these things. We will tell you, all your problems will be gone. You awaken your Kundalini, and by the time your Kundalini awaken halfway, Guru dies. And these such people come to us. One person came from Thane. He told me, Swamiji, all my chakras are open, my Kundalini is awakened, and now what next? I don't know. But before I could ask my Guru died. Now what should I do? So I started, hey God, thank God you told me. I am not going to tell you. He said, why? You already killed one Guru. You are a Guru killer. I am not going to tell you. Run. See, friends. No, but tell me what should I do with my chakras open. It's simple. My buttons are open. Close them. See? Now Kundalini awakened. Put her to sleep and go on to sleep. If you have got any question left in your mind, you are in Prakriti. You are far away from the truth. Questions, doubts come only about the not self. There are no questions, there are no doubt about our own being. Be self-oriented. Then you don't have to struggle. Chittavritti nirodha. No. Anything that comes in the thought, drop it. Wife, drop. Mother-in-law, drop. Neighbor, drop. See? Anything which comes in the thought is not me. See, friends. This experience of yours is God living through you. At this moment, you are nobody. No husband, no wife, no mother, no father, no woman, no man. But you are. That non-specific presence is the ultimate truth. We normally know presence of A, presence of B, presence of the world, presence of the body, presence of the sense organs, presence of the mind, presence of the intellect, presence of the doubts, presence of the question. We are not talking of. We are talking only presence. Remove the off. In short, when objectivity is completely dropped, what J. Krishnamurti used to call objectless awareness. We are aware of this, aware of that. Switch off that off. Etadvai tat. This is that, Kathopanishad says. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ